Sabila, you pitched a story about a woman who got pregnant and lost her job. What do you got?
Yes, Brittany Poveromo is suing her former employer, the Ho-Ho-Kus Inn and Tavern, for allegedly firing her for being pregnant. So I chased this to Hackensack to her attorney's office, where I met with Brittany and her son, who just turned 5 months old, Jack.
He wants to eat your microphone. He's a good boy.
You're on TV, Jack. Smile.
He's a very happy baby.
But I asked Brittany, did they fire you for being pregnant?
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
Brittany's lawyer, Diane, says that the restaurant where Brittany used to work was wrong.
According to New Jersey law, you can't do that. You can't fire someone for being pregnant. And on top of that, New Jersey law requires you to make reasonable accommodations if the person asks for that.
She also said that she had some challenges in her pregnancy. She had 2 hospital visits within the same week.
I had bleeding. So any pregnant woman would, of course, rush to the hospital immediately. The first time I was bleeding, I rushed right to the hospital down the street. And then after I was put on bed rest for a couple days, but then I was cleared to go back to work, and, I gave them that doctor's note. Right. And then a couple days later, unfortunately, while on the job, I started bleeding again. And I was just so upset about it because I had a feeling that something was going to happen.
I spoke to the co-owner of the restaurant, Gordon Ham, over the phone, and he told me that he had not received the lawsuit yet. Their concern was for Brittany's health. She had been to the hospital twice in a week, and they just wanted to make sure she was healthy enough to continue her job. They told her that in order to return, she had to give them a doctor's letter saying that she was healthy and would be fine working in the restaurant. I asked Brittany about that, and she said that she did have that letter, but she didn't give it to the restaurant because they fired her before she had a chance to. After this happened, with the lawyers of the restaurant and Brittany's lawyer being involved in all this, the restaurant ended up offering Brittany a job. But Brittany says they weren't offering her job back. They were offering her a job as a bartender when she had been an assistant general manager. So it was not the same job they were offering.
It's interesting that you're able to present both sides of that. I think there's definitely a gray area. My first question is, how do you define reasonable accommodations? And, what does that even mean? I mean, were they any time claiming she was unable to perform the job? Or were they worried, in this litigious society, that if she got hurt or she collapsed while she was working, that they would somehow be responsible and liable? I wonder.
Absolutely. I mean, her attorney is saying that she was healthy, but then again, she did have those 2 hospital visits within a week for bleeding.
This is clearly a he said, she said situation, and we can't necessarily judge who's right and wrong here, what exactly happened, until all of the facts come out. Also, under the bill that Christie signed, they do say that they have recommendations for reasonable accommodations. Bathroom breaks, breaks for increased water intake, periodic rest, assistance with manual labor, job restructuring or modified work schedules, and temporary transfers to less strenuous or hazardous work.
And, when I spoke to the owner, he said that Brittany's not the first woman to get pregnant at his restaurant. It's a small family-owned restaurant, and they have other employees who have gotten pregnant, and some return to work, and some didn't.